and welcome into another Detroit Lions News podcast. I'm your host, Joe Chap, along with my game day host. He is my game day host.
Yeah.
Jim Matthews.
Yes. What up, though?
Now, today we have a game against San Francisco 49ers. Before anyone starts to crying about this game doesn't mean anything or
yeah, I've been hearing a lot of that shit too.
That we don't. Every game means something, especially when the Lions have as many injuries as they do right now. Every game means anything. So
Dan Campbell actually marked this game on his calendar at the beginning of the fucking season because we owe San Fran an ass whooping.
Well, I think here's a couple of things that go along with that. One is like you're trying to get off on the right foot. You got a game next week. You're trying to get yourself into the thing. And this whole thing about resting starters. Well, if you rest starters enough, Minnesota just came off a game that they played full tilt. So if you come off a game that you played half-assed, well, then guess what? You're going to be in a little bit of a predicament when you play Minnesota, and they're already running full tilt, and you're running half-assed.
And Minnesota's balling right now, dude.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold. Fucking Sam Darnold, bro.
He's playing out of his mind right now.
Well, I mean, he does have a good wide receiver core, decent offensive line. So,
Well, the Sam Darnold thing is not surprising to me because when you think about these two coaches and the way that they've been coaching and everything like that, it makes you think like, okay, these are two of the best coaches in the NFL, regardless of what that one punk on my Facebook said about, it's Ben Johnson's offense. I want to circle you back to when Dan Campbell fired Anthony Lynn, and Anthony Lynn got his ass thrown out of town. And not only did they run the same offense that they run right now, it's the same wrinkles that they run right now. Ben Johnson's obviously a great offensive coordinator. No one's denying that. But to say it's not Dan Campbell's offense, I mean, it's just like, it's because here's what happens. You know how it is. People, they act like, okay, we're at his card shop, right? Jim's card shop, right? And everyone comes up to me and they act like I'm the owner. Wait, what? Like, I'm not the owner. He's the owner. And they're like, oh, see, that's how it looks perceived people. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like, this guy has to be the owner. Or they'll ask someone else to be like, well, this guy has to be the manager. And it's like, no, this guy is like, he's getting your drinks. That's who he is. So that's exactly what this thing is, like the Dan Campbell and the Ben Johnson.
And anybody who thinks that Dan Campbell isn't 100% in control of this entire team, they're out of their fucking mind.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ben, has his say in, how he does things is how he does things, but Dan Campbell calls the shots.
And I circle back to what people talk about with, when people talk about the Lions, I think the coordinator you really can't really put a price on is Aaron Glenn. Yeah. Now, I think Aaron Glenn's going to be out this year because I think he's going to get the Saints job. That's my opinion. I think he's going to get the Saints job.
Dude, I really hope we can keep both of them.
Yeah.
What I'm saying? Like I get it, head coaching job, more money, but if something happens that we make it to the Super Bowl and win, I'd love to run it back with the same team.
Yeah, and it's always different getting, coordinators. But I trust Dan Campbell, whoever he wants to go, wants to be the next coordinator. And I talked to someone, he said that there's like 6 future head coaches on this staff. You talked about Calvin Shepard, Tanner Engstrand, perhaps like Mark Brunell, who, you know Mark Brunell.
Yeah.
You're an old head. I'm just kidding. He did not like that joke, but we're all good.
You're not funny.
So today against San Francisco 49ers, so tonight is, obviously a game that people have been circling for revenge purposes. But this is not the same 49ers team that we are accustomed to be used to.
It's not. I mean, there's still a lot of the same players on it. But is McCaffrey in or out? He's hurt, right?
Out.
Yeah. So, and that's why I stay the fuck away from Christian McCaffrey in fantasy. Because 2 years in a row, he screwed me. And then the 1 year I don't pick him up, he balls out. And then I almost got him this year, and I was like, nah, he's due for an injury.
I feel bad for the people who had Christian McCaffrey because, there was a couple of guys in my league, that Ben, the guy I work with. He had Christian McCaffrey, and his whole team disintegrated. Not just Christian McCaffrey. It must have been a curse. I don't know. It was horrible. But anyways, I'm probably going to lose the championship game to this guy named Earl, which really pisses me off. But congratulations, Earl. You deserve it. And I'm not going to root against Jared Goff to throw 18 picks tonight, so we're good. But today's game is going to be interesting because the Lions have the chance to be undefeated on the road this season, and they would be the third team over the last 10 seasons to finish undefeated on the road. And each of the last two teams made the Super Bowl: the 2020 Chiefs and the 2016 Patriots, and that is good company right there.
Yes, definitely, 100%.
You think about it, like 10 years, there's only two teams that have been able to do it, and they've gone to the Super Bowl. I've been battling with this. What is it like for you? What does it mean? What do you like going undefeated on the road?
I mean, that's huge, man. If you can go into anybody else's house, we played some good teams this year. You know what I mean? If you can win on the road, that's huge. That is, and in the playoffs, I mean, unless you're the number one seed, which we are in contention with right now, I mean, you're going to be on the road the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I like our odds. You know what I mean? So that's definitely a huge plus. Huge plus.
To me, it means that you're battle tested. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100%.
Like you go on the road and you beat Minnesota on the road. There's not many teams that you're the only team to do that. Beat Minnesota at their house.
No,
because they lost to LA. That was their other loss, and LA was in LA. So
yeah.
But you're the only team to beat Minnesota.
So speaking of Minnesota, it was one of their players that called for their fans. I forget who it was. Was it Jordan Addison?
Oh, Jordan Addison. Yeah.
Jordan Addison said, "We need you in Detroit." Well, I'm going to be the first to say, good fucking luck with that, dude, because ain't no Lions fan selling their tickets to a Vikings fan for this game, bro. Get it? It's shit's over. It ain't happening. Sorry about your luck.
No, I laughed at that because I was like, he does realize that he's talking to the Vikings fan base is great. Now I will say this: the Vikings fans are a bunch of numbnuts, and they're kind of weird, man. Minnesota people are a little bit weird, and so is their governor. But that's beside the point.
Wait, here's the thing: like, would their fans come here? Absolutely, they will. But nobody I know is giving up the tickets to this game with the number one seed on the line. It just nobody's doing that.
Well, you have people that are saying because, see, this is what I love about people. They get into this whole thing about they want to be a great team, right? They want to play meaningful games, right? And then they're like, well, the price is going up. It's kind of like a supply and demand type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like you in the card business, Three Kings Sports Cards and Collectibles. That's where we are today.
Yep.
You know, you can see the great mural on the wall.
Oh yeah.
But supply and demand. There's boxes of cards. I don't understand cards one bit. I will be the first to admit to you, I have no effing clue about cards. I have no effing clue about Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't have no effing clue about Pokemon. I know sports, and I don't know shit about the sports cards. And there's some boxes that are going for like $10,000.
Oh yeah, that would be flawless. Which I just sold that box last week.
I was wondering when you were going to sell that box, but I'm just saying.
Well, not everybody's going to come in here and spend over $9,000. I think it was like $9,600. I think it was.
So that's my point. Like these boxes of cards.
It has 10 cards in it.
Right. These boxes of cards. This is your business.
Mm-hmm.
Supply and demand.
Yeah.
There's a supply, and people pay the demand. If you can't pay the price, well, then you're not gonna pay the price.
Yeah. No, definitely not. So we also just had because what is it? Raw's in town tonight.
Yeah.
WWE. We just had the tag team champs in here. What DYE? Super cool guys, man. They let's see, or DIY, yep.
DIY. There's people that know that right there.
Tag team champions. We're just in here. I should have sent you the picture so you can put it up there. But super cool guys. He bought the Noir box of basketball. It's like a $2,000 box. Then the other one bought the Bowman draft.
Right.
And they bought some other cards and stuff like that. Super cool guys, man. You never know who you're gonna run into downtown.
And if you guys are gonna come down here for next week, because next week is gonna be a holy hell nightmare. I mean, not nightmare but nightmare for Minnesota. But I'm just saying it's gonna be a traffic nightmare because people are gonna try to get it. And do not sell your tickets to Minnesota people. I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you can't afford to go, which if you're trying to sell your tickets to get some of your
sell them to a Lions fan. Sell them to me.
Sell them to a Lions fan. Hey, come here, Three Kings. I'm sure there's one of us that'll buy the damn thing.
Right.
So anyway.
So speaking of the Minnesota game too, we're gonna be doing another tailgate.
Oh no.
So we can do a pregame podcast,
Yep.
and then we'll have a tent set up outside, music, food, free beverages, no beers, BYOB. You know, so don't expect me to supply all your alcohol
because that would require a liquor license.
Yes,
and
exactly.
You know.
Yep. So it's gonna be a good time.
But just bring your own beer. That's what it comes down. Because you know, half the time, I'll tell you this right now. Let's be honest. Half the time, you go to a place and they got their supplying beer, and you're like, oh, sweet, right? Bud Light. I'm like, wait, stop it! I don't want Bud Light. or it's like Miller Lite.
Beggars can't be choosers, man.
I'm like, you know what? It's like back in the day when you still have it, the beer fridge.
Yeah,
there was so much cheap beer in that fridge.
Well, I don't drink beer ever really, and if I do, it's Heineken, Stella, Corona, something like that.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
There's so many cheap beers in there. You're like, all right, whatever.
But if you show up to my house and you're balling on a budget, you get no beer. I got that beer fridge that you can go in there and just help yourself. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's like bring your own. It's like the cheap beer fridge. Like when you go to places and they supply beer, you expect like Miller Lite, Bud Light, whatever.
Yeah.
And if you're like a beer snob or whatever, and you're like, oh, I want Guinness, like bro.
Right.
There's a party store down the street.
Well, the funny thing is all the beer that's in that beer fridge, besides like a couple of seasonal things that I'll buy for myself, and then there'll be some leftover ones in there, is all stuff that people leave at my house during parties. Mm-hmm. So it is a lot of Miller Lite, Bud Light, Budweiser, Twisted Teas. You know what I'm saying? Just random shit.
This guy's drinking Twisted Teas. Get out of here.
I mean, if I'm thirsty and I need to have a cocktail or something, I ain't got nothing. But I constantly have a full stock bar.
That's a good question. It kind of flows into our thing. What do you think Dan Campbell's drinking choice would be?
He seems like a whiskey or bourbon guy to me.
See, I was about to say Sam. Yeah. I know. Sometimes he says on the radio that he likes to drink a few like Coors Lights or whatever, which that's cool. But like you can tell he's definitely a whiskey guy.
I'd say whiskey or bourbon would be my guess.
He likes that shit like just straight, you know, like, no ice. Just give it.
Right.
But anyways, back onto the Lions and the 49ers.
Right.
This is St. Brown's. This is Mr. Reliable right here. This is a guy that we've been talking, you know, me and you are, when you were you got me to buy the Hutchinson jersey. I might still buy a St. Brown jersey because Mr. Reliable, this season, Amon St. Brown has caught 81.5% of his targets, the highest catch rate among wide receivers in the past 3 seasons, a minimum of 50 targets. It's insane because he doesn't even have the lowest drop rate in the NFL.
That is wild.
And Jacoby Myers of the Vegas, Oakland, the Vegas Raiders, he has not dropped a pass this whole year. So
that's wild, dude.
And he gets 5.5 receptions a game.
Going back to the jersey thing, you just gotta do what I do. I got Amon-Ra, Hutch, and Gibbs.
Well, I gotta go black, blue. I can't buy white. I'm very bad with white.
I'm too irresponsible to wear white.
I go, you know, something's gonna happen. Mustard, barbecue sauce, and then I'm gonna be pissed. Beer. Right.
Dude, I went to a game years ago when I had my black Calvin Johnson jersey. And this dude turned around like we were walking down the stairs, turned around and I bumped into him and he spilled his beer all down the front of my shit.
Imagine if that was a white jersey.
If that was a white jersey, I probably would have knocked him down the stairs. I mean, I was pissed. It smelled like stale beer the rest of the day. And I'm just like, bro, are you kidding me right now?
I'll tell you what, that's one of the worst things about buying a jersey is something getting on it. Because then you're like, how do I wash this thing without effing it up? Mm-hmm. And then the second part about it is like, damn, I just effed it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, so today's game, Goff is going to face a team, the 49ers, that doesn't like the blitz. They have the second lowest blitz rate in the NFL this season at 18.2%, their lowest blitz rate since at least 2018. That has something to do with the injuries that the 49ers have, you know, because Dre Greenlaw has been out. You know, Devondre Campbell walked off the field, you know.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Oh, that's
what did he walk off for?
Well, he just wanted to go, and I don't fault him.
So, like, is he done with the team, or is he?
Yeah, they suspended him because I think he wanted to go to another team because they're not making the playoffs.
Well, if you're planning, if you want to be traded or whatever, that's not how you go about it.
No.
Because if I'm another team, even if this guy is a good player and he quits on his team and walks to the locker room, I'm like, I don't want that fucking guy on my team.
But this is the same team. Okay, Javarius Ward, who's not going to be playing tonight. He's a quarterback. That's a big loss for them. Trent Williams, that's another big loss. That's a big man. He's a behemoth. And if I had to pick one guy to go in the alley with, sorry, Jim, I'm not picking you. I'm picking Trent Williams. Because I know he can throw some people around.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, I literally was like, all right, he can throw some people around. They're both going to be out today. And you know why? Yeah. They've suffered personal reasons all year long. They both
personal reasons, so he's not even injured.
Well, Trent Williams lost his kid stillborn.
Oh.
And Javarius Ward, his daughter died at like 1 month old.
That's sad. That reminds me of Marvin Jones Jr.
So if these guys are going out and they're playing because they played for a while, they're just getting shut down because end of the year. What does it matter?
That's tough, man. Like I get that.
They're playing with a lot.
I can imagine losing a kid.
But if you quit on the team and those guys are playing with what they're dealing with, there's no excuse for you, man.
No, there's no.
And I don't think you can walk in a locker room.
I mean, if they quit the rest of the season, I would understand that.
All right, I would understand.
You know what I'm saying? But
they were professional.
Just because you're in your feelings,
they held it together until like the end of the year when they knew like they're not going to be in playoffs.
Yeah, they're out of playoff contention.
And they're veterans, so like Shanahan was like, "Let me do you a solid and let me get you out of here a little." Early, you know what I'm saying?
And that's a good coach.
That's a good organization right there.
Right.
For this guy to walk off the field and think that he's all that. Sorry, bro. There's a million.
Antonio Brown 2.0.
There's a million.
At least he kept his shirt on.
What's that guy? Remember Vontae Davis? Remember that? We were at your house watching. And you're like, yeah, Vontae Davis is just retired from the NFL. Bro, he was just playing in the first half with the Buffalo Bills. Remember that? He just walked off the field.
I don't remember that.
That's what I remember.
It might have been one of those Red Stag days at my house.
I think it was. So. But anyways, going back to the Goff thing, when Jared Goff is not blitzed, he has the second highest yards per attempt, which really favors J-Mo, and completed 72% of his passes, which is third highest in the NFL. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then you think about that, you're like, man, Jared Goff been really good this year. They're gonna need him in the play. And they're gonna need him and J-Mo. Now, I know people were pissed at J-Mo for his little penalty that he got last week, which I say Tyreek Stevens is a bum. That guy pissed off DK Metcalf, and I was hoping. I was actually praying. I was like saying, please, Lord, make DK Metcalf go roid rage on his hammer.
Yeah, Metcalf is not a dude you want to fuck with.
Man,
that dude is a monster.
I'll tell you what. I heard that dude talk once, and I was like,
what?
He got the deepest. You guys.
Oh, okay.
The deepest voice I've ever heard in my entire life. But that's DK Metcalf, and he was held in check with the short line. So we all get there.
Mm-hmm.
This is explosive Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs has gained 10 or more yards on 16.3% of his carries, the highest explosive run rate among all players with at least 100 design rushes with this season.
And didn't he just hit 2,000 yards too?
No. That was Saquon.
Oh, Saquon. Yeah. Saquon.
That's an enormous.
What the?
Can you imagine? Like people, I keep hearing this from the pundits, right? The national pundits. Oh, Jahmyr Gibbs can't carry the load. Why can't he?
Who said that?
He did at Alabama. All these people. I heard on NBC last night with those guys. Like, this Jahmyr Gibbs, he can't handle the load. Guys, I don't know if you know. He went to Georgia Tech, had 30 carries a game. Not only that, he played at Alabama. He did a damn good job at Alabama. Mm-hmm. And he's been getting his butt saved by having David Montgomery for most of the season. So now that David Montgomery's on him, it makes him useless. I mean,
that makes no sense. How many yards does he have this season right now?
Over 1,000.
Over 1,000?
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, but Saquon's in some really good company right now because he's ninth now in the ninth player ever in the history of the NFL to get 2,000 yards. He's still got 2 games left.
So Jahmyr Gibbs got 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns. He's got 5.5 yards per average, He just eclipsed 2,000 yards for his career. So he's been averaging 1,000 a year.
That's pretty damn good.
And he's been splitting effing carries with David Montgomery.
Yeah.
I don't know what you want me to do.
That's wild, dude. That is wild.
So one guy like the Lions need to watch out for tonight is this guy, Deebo Samuel. He lines up in the backfield on 11 snaps last week against the Dolphins. His most backfield snaps in a game since week 13, 2022. And people are going to be like, well, why is he finding him up in the backfield? Well, the 49ers don't have any running backs left. Right, if Guerrero can't go tonight, which is their third string running back, they're on their fourth string running back.
Let me tell you something. You said you're worried about Deebo. I'm not. You know why? Because I had him in fantasy this year, and he didn't do dick for me all year. So, Deebo, not worried.
The only thing about Deebo that I worry about is he is a playmaker, that's for sure.
He is. I'm not saying he's not, but, I mean, this year hasn't been –
But the thing about Deebo is he picks his games. I swear to God, he picks his games. Because he is a guy that you do not bet. You do not bet at all. He's a guy you stay away from. You know why? It's called
unpredictable.
He's unpredictable as well. And if you do, I mean, you got more balls than me, so you're good.
Yeah.
Another guy that we got to watch out for is this guy named George Kittle. And
Kittle is a beast, dude.
This guy after the catch is the most impressive though. He's accumulated 484 yards after the catch this season. That's second highest among tight ends. Also recording the second most yards after catch per reception at 7.1, and second highest yet success rate at 67.8 among all tight ends with at least 20 receptions. So when you think about that guy, I'm telling you right now,
I'd be more worried about Kittle than Samuel.
I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that.
Because Kittle's a beast, dude, and he's funny as hell. I love Kittle.
Yeah, I watched that wide receiver. They had Kittle on there.
Yeah.
And I couldn't watch the last episode because that's bad memories. Lions and 49ers. I didn't want to see Deebo and George Kittle on there. And then I didn't want to see St. Brown ejected, kind of deflected because that would have made me sad too because I'd have been like, damn, this sucks. But Kittle is the guy that you worry about.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yep.
But if there's two guys that you should not worry about, boom, Jack Campbell and Kirby Joseph. Now, I think if you're going to put a safety on Mr. Kittle, I think you're going to put Kirby Joseph because this season Kirby Joseph has allowed the lowest passer rating at 13.7 and a third lowest completion percentage, 39.3 among all safeties since 2018. Think about how many great safeties there have been since 2018. That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, for sure, dude.
But Jack Campbell is another guy. He has tackled opposing rushers for a loss of EPA 48 times on 277 rush defense snaps, generating the second highest run stop rate at 17.3 among all players with at least 200 snaps in run defense. Now, that's impressive right there.
Yeah,
man.
no.
Both those stats are very impressive.
Did we get anybody back from injuries this year or this week?
Jalen Reed's maybe going to be back.
Okay.
So that's going to be a big help because Jalen is a good special team player, but he's a better linebacker than people want. And he's actually been here, and so he knows how it goes. And he was crucial last year when what was it? Derek Barnes got hurt.
Yeah, that's why I'm praying we get the first week bye. That way, hopefully, we get some players back. Because Hutch should be coming back sometime in the playoffs. I'm hoping.
Alex Anzalone should be back next week. So
for the Vikings game.
Yeah, and then after that, you get 2 more IR designations to take off, and so I don't know. I think it'd be Hutch, maybe Barnes. Those are the guys that potentially can come back. Obviously, Carlton Davis would be a nice guy to get back. But they're bringing back Anish Rakestraw, so we'll see when the inactives are announced, which is in about a couple minutes. But that's going to be crucial because if Anish Rakestraw could be a guy that could play at corner, that would be helpful as well.
Yeah.
But then you're rolling around 2 rookie corners, and that sucks. But Ifeatu Melifonwu being back is another big one. That's another big one right there. So the guy you got to watch out for on their defense is Nick Bosa. And he tends to hunt matchups against offensive linemen, as he is one of only 12 players in the league with multiple games
Bosa's a beast, man.
So he picks his assignment. So basically, I'm not going to read you all that. Basically, he picks his assignment. So we know for a fact that he's not going to be going against Mr. Sewell, because if he goes against Mr. Sewell, he's going to have an off night.
Yeah.
He's going to go against...
those two are going to be scrapping.
Yeah. And he's going to go against Decker. Decker
ain't no slouch either.
Yeah, Decker has to have a better game than he had in the playoffs, because that was not a good game for him. Mm-hmm. But Bosa likes to do that, because another thing about Bosa is he has generated a team 54 high pressures and averaged the quickest pass rush get off. So that's getting off the ball, and that's the most important thing when you're a defensive end. Because when you're a defensive end and you can get off the ball real quick, you're gonna beat a offensive line. Most offensive linemen can't deal with that speed. They just can't. That's just the way it goes. So that's interesting right there. But I don't know, man. I know people think this game is meaningless, but the team, I'm sure it's not meaningless for sure.
No, it's not. I mean, I get why people would say rush the starters and all that stuff, but I mean, don't you know who our coach is? He ain't resting shit.
That's what I said. That's what I said, man.
I'm saying, like, he's no.
I imagine Dan Campbell as a guy who, like, when he goes against his kids,
you don't let him win.
So his wife posted a video of them playing washer.
Okay.
And he was about to lose, and he threw a washer at his daughter's washer to make sure she didn't get. She's like, "Oh, you got to deal with it." And she's like, "Wait, what?"
That's hilarious.
So that's the kind of competitor Dan Campbell is. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what you look like. Yeah. Look at with Dan Campbell.
Like I said, he had this game marked on his calendar all season, bro. He ain't letting up.
Oh hell yeah! But we got some comments. Hunter says, Wilbur Sports. I don't know. I'm not Wilbur Sports, so we're good. Dan Alexander says, I was going to say tickets have been sold out before the preseason even started.
Yeah, but you still get those scalpers that sell the tickets for as much as they can possibly get them for, and that's how they would have to get them.
Well, part of the reason people need to realize why do these teams raise their ticket prices. So, like, it was told to me by a guy who was a cop, and he was actually an FBI agent in Dallas.
Okay.
One of the biggest reasons why they had the NFL makes the Lions or Patriots or Cowboys or Packers or Vegas Raiders, why they have to raise the price is because they become scalpable. If they're too cheap, it's kind of like
that makes sense.
So
but here's the thing though, and I've heard this from a lot of my Lions fans who are friends and they're season ticket holders. They are raising the price to season ticket holders by I think like $1,000 in most cases.
Yeah,
that's a lot, bro.
No, I agree. It is a lot. It's like, but okay, think about it like this: you're still getting it cheaper than the secondary market. You know what I'm saying? Like where we sit, where me and you like to sit, we're not sitting in the upper bowl because we're two big guys and we'll throw our hands up there because it's too tight. But the lower bowl is where it's at. So
I'd like to be close, man. As close as I possibly can.
I seen a guy that had similar tickets to where we were sitting in the NFC Championship game.
Those are great seats.
And he pays $5,000 for the season.
I think we paid, what was it, like $2,200?
Yeah, we paid $2,200 for one game.
Yeah.
So you think about it, like if you're gonna.
That's not including the $600 bar tab at Tin Roof before.
Well, we won't talk about that. Obviously, J-Mo's coming off a good game against the Bears.
J-Mo.
He had 6 targets for 5 receptions, 143 yards, 28.6 yards per reception, and 1 touchdown. Now I will say, I need this guy J-Mo. Like I need breath. I need air.
I got Amon-Ra and J-Mo in the championship game right now for fantasy football.
I need this guy J-Mo more than I need air to breathe. This guy needs to have like a 99-point night.
Well, I know it ain't in our league, and that's a high-scoring league, so your odds are slim.
Jahmyr Gibbs also had a good game last week. And a lot of people say, "Oh, he can't lead the bell carry. He can't do this." 23 attempts at rushing, 109 yards, 4.7 per attempt, and 1 touchdown. And then Jared Goff, he didn't have a bad game either. He had 23 for 32, 336 yards, 3 touchdowns, and then 137 quarterback rating. He's been so damn good this year.
Bro, he's been balling, for sure.
But it's interesting because, like, you think about it, like, when you look at this game, like, the passing, the advantages are all geared towards the Lions, especially in the passing against the offense versus defense. And this is what the Detroit Lions are going to have to do from here on out is win with offense because we're going to see a lot about their defense. So when people say this game don't mean nothing to the team, it means a lot to the team because not only that, but I'm trying to put this through people's heads. They're trying to work some kinks out because they're missing some people right now. They're trying to see who's the best players. Because the last thing you want to do is go into a game against Minnesota and not know who to rely on.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, that game is it's going to be a tough game for Minnesota as well because they're coming home to our house. You know what I mean? And that's going to be a playoff atmosphere game. You know what I mean? Because everybody's going to be hyped up. This is the battle for the number 1 seed. You know, I know our fans are going to be going batshit crazy. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, Minnesota's been in those situations. Maybe not with the type of crowd that we're going to have, but you know they're no slouches in that department either.
Yeah, but you know, part of me wonders when that Sam Darnold slipper is going to fall off.
You know what? I was thinking that too because I'm like, when is Sam Darnold going to show up and be Sam Darnold?
Like I know, you know, Sam Darnold has been playing pretty damn good this year.
No, he has. Sure. He surprised the hell out of me. I'll tell you that much.
I had a feeling that he'd be pretty good with Kevin O'Connell because Kevin O'Connell seems like he's like the quarterback guru because he is a former quarterback.
Yeah.
But my thing about it is this. Eventually, Sam Darnold's going to have a Sam Darnold type game. And it could be now. It could be next week. It could be in the playoffs. But it's somewhere along the lines. He's been playing too good. You know, Jared Goff had that 5 interception game, which was uncharacteristic or whatever.
Yeah, well,
I
think 2 or 3 of those were tipped.
Yeah, but we see stuff like that all the time. Like even the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I mean, we saw Peyton Manning throw like 5 interceptions in a game, and they still won. Which is
Aaron Rodgers. Look at his touchdown to interception rate.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is having a rough season, and I feel bad for him. You know,
he just needs to.
Did you hear about this story?
What story?
So we're men. We like play men a few times, you know.
Up to you.
Oh yeah. So Jerry Jeudy could have been a New York Jet, but you know why he wasn't?
Why?
The owner didn't like his Madden rating.
He didn't like his what?
Madden rating.
Get out of here. I don't believe that. Dude, that is the dumbest shit I've heard.
Well, you're in for a treat because this whole thing about the Jets is absolutely insane. Not only that, but the kid, Brick, his name is Brick Johnson, which is a fantastic name. I don't care who you are, that's a fantastic name. Brick Johnson, like.
Not if he's playing in the NBA.
I'm not sure. But, you know, Daddy's a billionaire, so they really don't, you know, they don't care.
Yeah.
But Brick Johnson, he tells his dad who they want as, like, who they want. This kid, he broke down the huddle when they fired their coach and they got their first win. He broke down the huddle. When have you ever seen an owner's kid break down the huddle? The Jets are the Jets.
That's some entitlement shit right there.
The Jets are the Jets for a reason, man. Like you think about why they're like the podunk team of New York. I don't think I've ever heard a player, an owner, say, "No, we can't trade for him because he doesn't have an 80 overall on Madden." Man, that's insane to me.
Dude, that's the dumbest shit I've ever
heard. Ken Fisher says, watching the Cowboys give all them yards to Barkley made me ill. Barkley ended up with 2,000 yards, and then Philadelphia fans started chanting MVP. I took it on myself to look about 3 or 4 different Eagles posts about Barkley and let them know that Barry Sanders in 1989 rushed for 2,554 yards after 16 games. He had to share the MVP with Brett Favre. The whole year MVP should be shared. So that's another case. Maybe Barkley out to share it with, and I'm a homer, Jared. Now, I don't know who would be your MVP for the NFL. Because I would say Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson.
Bro, that is such a typical fucking response from anybody. Like, I get it, but man, how many times has Lamar won it? He's won
a couple, yeah.
Yeah, a couple. How many times has?
I don't think he's won it.
Well, I mean, but okay, Lamar, Allen, Goff, right?
Right.
Look where the Lions were before Jared Goff came.
All right, let's play this game.
Look where they're at now. Look how he's been playing this season.
Let's play this game. The only reason I say Josh Allen is because he lost most of his weapons that Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs and all that stuff. And he's out there with Amari Cooper, which Amari Cooper's all right, but that was like 10 years ago. But I'm just saying the way that Josh Allen's playing is absolutely phenomenal. Like
I'm not saying he's not playing.
And if you take Josh Allen off the Bills, where are they with the Bills? Now you could argue if you took Jared Goff off the Detroit Lions, you could argue this. They would not be as good. They'd be nowhere near as good, but they'd still probably lean on their rushing attack. You know what I'm saying? Now Lamar is just Lamar because he's gonna get gaudy stats because he rushes and he throws passes, and him and Derrick Henry are they're a pain in the ass to deal with.
I knew as soon as Derrick Henry went to the Ravens that was going to be a nasty combination.
Because it's like a business decision, right? Like you see some 245-pound dude running at you with a 4.4 speed, you're probably like, nah, dude, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah, no, he's a big boy, for sure.
But Lamar's a small guy, but yeah.
I'm talking about Allen.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big
Allen's
guy.
a big guy, too.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, out of those two, probably Josh Allen, but I don't know, man. There's a lot of great players balling out right now. Saquon's one of them. You know what I mean? Jared Goff. Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I don't even think he's in contention.
Matt says, your content is already way better than the national media. Oh, I appreciate that, Matt. These idiots on ESPN have the audacity to give the 49ers a sob story because of injuries. Way more. See, that's a funny thing, because if you look at the injuries, I'll pull this up. 49ers are at 14, and the Detroit Lions are at 22.
Yeah.
Go after yourself. See, here's the problem. The national media, I feel like a lot of them don't even watch. They don't watch the games.
Bro, they get a script and they blow whoever's paying them more or whoever's,
or the biggest markets, because,
yeah.
Like, I don't need to hear about the New York Giants. I really don't need to hear about the New York
Giants.
Who? And for God's sakes, man, I don't have to hear about the Dallas Cowboys. They're eliminated.
Yeah.
They're eliminated. Now, I know they're a story.
Fuck the Cowboys.
I know they're a story every week because Jerry Jones makes them a story every week.
Yeah.
Exactly. him going out talking. And, it's funny because they were talking about, I was listening to NFL radio on the way in, and they was talking about Mike McCarthy might not get extended, so he might be like a free agent coach, which I was like, run, buddy. Well, Mike McCarthy can't run, but I'm just saying run.
Right.
Yeah.
Waddle your ass out of there.
Just waddle your ass out of Arlington and go to the next stop. That's the way it's gotta be, man. Because I look at this whole thing about the 49ers injuries, and I go, yeah, Christian McCaffrey does suck. You know what I'm saying? But
he doesn't suck, but he sucks.
No, I'm saying it sucks for McCaffrey to get injured.
Yeah.
It sucks for Brandon Ayuk to get injured. But it sucks to have Hutch injured. It sucks to have McNeil injured. Bro. It sucks to have Derek Barnes injured. Should we go on? They're missing half their defense. Where is this damn thing? I don't know. But Dan Campbell's not going to make excuses. Well, that's the wrong one. He's not going to make excuses, Yep. But I'm just saying.
I love that attitude too. When he said that, I was like, that's why he's our guy.
Yeah, I got the thing right here. This was.
And look, I don't. You know what happens is, you win 11 in a row, and you lose, and then the sky falls. And I hate to say it, but we're not going to be able to win 11 in a row again for the rest of this season. We're just not going to be able to do it. And, what happens is you get used to eating filet, and I'm talking to all of us, and everything's good. Life's good, but you forgot what it was like when you had nothing and you ate your fucking molded bread, and it was just fine, and it gave you everything you needed. And sometimes you got to get punched in the mouth and remember what it used to be like to really appreciate where you are. And we'll do that. And so we got a bad taste in our mouth. We got kicked around the other day. We lost a few guys, and you know what? It's exactly what we needed. This is exactly what we needed. So we're going to bounce back. We're going to respond. We got guys that are about to have an unbelievable opportunity here, and we will play the game any way needed to win. We still got a good offense. We got plenty of defensive players. I can go rattle them off right now. We're going to put the best 11 on the field. We're going to freaking cut it loose. We're going to play with our special teams. And I don't give a crap if we got to win by 1 point for the rest of the year. That's what we're going to do. And I'm going to be happy about it. We come out of the game with 50 yards of total offense and we win by 1, you're going to see smiles on my face. I promise you. All right? If it's the other way defensively, we give up 700 yards and we win by 1 point, you're going to see a fucking smile from my ear to ear. All right? I can promise you. So we're going to find a way and we're going to get it done.
Oh, I love Dan Campbell.
That guy is, man, man, this guy, I swear to God, I listen to, there's a couple more clips. I might play them because they're funny as hell. Right. But this one right here was the funniest because John Jansen, he played at the University of Michigan. Okay. You know, so he was on the right ticket right there, and he was like he wanted to run through a wall. You could tell he wanted to run through a wall. Right. And then Costa was like, they're like, oh, where's the dump button? Because he just said F. Right. But this is another Dan Campbell clip where, I think he'll be pretty excited to go play.
I'm good. I woke up yesterday. I'm ready, man. I've got controlled fury, and I'm ready to go. I'm absolutely ready to go. I don't go the other way. So, and the team won't either. We're on a mission, and we're not going to feel sorry for ourselves and wallow in everything. We had plays to make, we didn't make them. And it's a tight game, a good opponent, playoff-type atmosphere, and you got to make that one extra play that we didn't. And so we will use this as fuel. I got pure octane right now. I woke up, I'm ready. So we're moving forward.
Ready to kick the world to dick.
So that's what I'm saying about Dan Campbell. Like, he's funny, but this is the one that I love. I'll play this.
We're not taking excuses, and you can't, because once you let that in the door, then everything's an excuse, And yep. Those guys, whoever you are, we're going to give you a chance to make a play and help us do your job, but you gotta hold up your end of the bargain and go balls to the wall.
Amen.
That's why I like Dan Campbell, because he's a no-nonsense type of guy, and the players love that.
The players love Dan Campbell.
They love that stuff.
That's why they play their asses off for him.
I love it. I don't even play for him, but I would run through a wall. This guy says run through a wall right now. I'm pretty sure both me and you would run through
If it's going to help the team, I'll run through this wall right now. And then I'll have my guys come fix that shit tomorrow.
Exactly. But go back to Matt's comment about the 49ers to give a sob story because of their injury. I mean, just take it from Dan Campbell. Yeah. Shut your ass up, man. No. And the Lions have had 22 people on IR, so I don't really want to.
You're not getting no sympathy from the Lions.
You're not going to get no sympathy from me. I don't care what your whole the McCaffrey and Ayuk guys. Shut the hell up, man. Let's shut up. Hey. They still had many players that could go out there and play. Guess what happened? They did. And you know who managed injuries better? The Lions. Because they are they have 2 losses on the season, 2 losses, and the 49ers aren't not even in the playoffs. Yeah. So I don't want to hear about the sob story about the whole, oh my God, the 49ers, they had so many injuries. I want to direct you.
We lost Hutch at the beginning of the season.
Look at that. The number of players on IR, PUP, or out for each NFL team. The Lions are 22. Do you see a team?
Nobody's close.
Do you see a team?
The Browns.
The Browns.
That's a close
one.
At 18.
Do you see a playoff team in there? Oh, maybe the Chargers at 12. Okay.
Yeah.
You see the Jets at 13. You see the Cowboys at 13. You see the Bengals at 14 who could potentially make playoffs.
Yeah.
But do you see a playoff team in there? I don't.
One barely.
One barely. You could say there's potential 3 teams that could be in the playoffs at the end of the week next week. Dolphins, Bengals, and Chargers. Okay.
Yeah.
But besides that, just these people got to shut up. They got to literally shut up because this is a
put up or shut up league.
It's a put up or shut up league. That's exactly what it is. So it'll be very interesting. But tonight the Lions go play in the 49ers, and obviously they have a chance to go undefeated on the road, like we said earlier. But I think
we will.
That's
I
what I was
think
about to ask you. So you
Yep.
answered my question. You think
Yep.
they're going to win? I think they're going to win. And I think this is going to set the tone for next week. Sunday night football.
Bro, it's gonna be wild because I know the city's gonna be fucking going crazy. Like I said, we're gonna have the tailgate out here next weekend. Hot dogs, burgers, all that stuff. I'm gonna be busting Vikings fans' balls on the microphone outside all day. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a wild atmosphere downtown before the game, leading up to the game, and at the game. Like it's gonna be. Dude, I remember the playoff game that you and I went to. I couldn't talk for 2 weeks. My ears were ringing for like a week. You know what I mean? Like you could literally feel the stadium rumbling underneath your feet. That's how fucking loud it was.
And I say this with utmost respect. If you leave with a voice next Sunday, you're a bitch.
Hey, you know what? You didn't lose your voice.
I lost my voice, dude.
No,
I
you
did.
did
Yeah.
not. No, you did not.
Yeah.
Because I remember I looked at you one time. I go, if you don't start screaming, I'm gonna punch you right in the nuts.
Wait,
you don't remember me saying that to you?
You know, look, I lost my voice because I didn't have a voice for a couple of days. But that was probably because after, I got interviewed by the news.
Oh yeah, we were on the news. Yeah.
See, I knew what I was doing. Okay.
Yeah, you pushed me out of the way, you fuck.
Exactly. Heisman pose like.
Right. I didn't even know what was going on. We're walking out, we're cheering with everybody, and then next thing you know, he just like pushes me out the way. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I saw the cameras coming in, and I was like, oh, that's why.
See, I just knew I got. I had to make a run for it, and you were in my way, and we're just, it's all every man for himself at that point.
Yeah, your own cousin though, man, you scandalous.
Come to the tailgate party next week and do it.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we might have it down, bro. You remember that? We might be yelling at Vikings fans because one thing I don't like about Vikings fans.
What's that?
I don't know what it is. They all seem a little bit trashy.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. Now there are trashy fans from every organization.
No, I'm saying it's all
But-
due respect because like every time I see a Vikings fan, I just assume I assume a couple things. One, they like to fish.
I like to fish.
I know. The second
What's
thing,
wrong with fishing?
nothing.
Okay,
The
just shut up.
second thing is I could see them. I gotta see them with the Marlboro Reds in the back of their pocket and a Mountain Dew. I just expect that, man. And then I don't expect them to literally live in a house. I expect them to live in a double wide. You know what I'm saying?
Well, people say the same thing about Detroit. Remember when the Pistons were playing? I forget who they were.
Oh, LA.
LA, and then on the screen they showed all the burned down houses in Detroit and all the different the trashy shit from the city. Now this city ain't nothing like what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? So I mean that can be said about every city.
That's why I like
there's something to pick on with every organization, team, whatever. But I don't know, Minnesota fans. I know we know some cool ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we know some. They're not cool this week, so
They're not cool this week,
No,
right?
no.
We can be friends after the game.
we'll be friends after
We'll
the
be friends
game.
after the game.
But this week, well, after tomorrow, after tonight, it is. Go Lions. Maybe come back for a warm-up game before he plays the Vikings. Exactly what it is.
Oh yeah.
And then Kevin Fisher shows on ESPN right now. They showed a crowd tailgate. It looks like a sea of blue.
We're taking over.
We're taking over the 49ers.
Oh yeah.
All right, this has been a good podcast with the Detroit Lions News Podcast, and this has been the Game Day Podcast. And obviously next week we will be at Three Kings again,
Yep.
and hopefully,
yeah.
hopefully we have playoff games to do again.
So you know what we should do? It's the last game of the season. Okay, this will be our last pregame podcast for the season. So I think we should both bring something to sip on for the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll get a little
Liquid courage.
yeah, a little tipsy while we're chatting it up, and cheers to the season.
Oh yeah. Now we can't say cheers to season yet, but
But either way, we've had a good season, so we can cheers to the
we've
season.
had a good season, and it'll be our ode to the regular season.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys on another episode of the Detroit Lions News Podcast. As always, we'll obviously see. But if you 1414 Griswold next week.
14-14 Griswold.
which is right down the street from the Ford Field.
Yep. So if you're in town, come see us. Hot dogs, burgers, pop, chips, snacks. We're giving it all away for free. I might raffle off a Lions jersey or something. Yeah, just come say what up. Let the music out there playing.
So we'll be definitely, we'll be definitely having some fun.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, okay, for people who don't know Griswold, it's like right around the block from Woodward. You have no excuse.
Yeah, one block away.
You guys are. If you guys say you don't know where it's at, you're just a loser.
Just listen for all the noise. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, because this guy will bring out plenty of noise.
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys in the next podcast. We talk more Joy football on the Joy Lines podcast.
See you.